from our studios in Tokyo, this is NHK Newsline. I'm Ross Mihara. Russian President Vladimir Putin has apologized to the president of Azerbaijan for a plane crash that left 38 people dead. He called it a tragic accident and said the plane had crashed at a time when Russian air defense systems were repelling Ukrainian drone attacks. The Azerbaijan Airlines passenger plane carrying 67 people went down near Aktau, a city in western Kazakhstan, on Wednesday. It had departed from Azerbaijan's capital, Baku, and was headed for Grozny in southern Russia. The Russian presidential office said on Saturday that Putin spoke with Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev over the phone. During the conversation, Putin explained the plane had made repeated attempts to land in Grozny, but Russian air defense systems were repelling Ukrainian drone attacks at the time. He did not clarify whether the systems had shot down the plane, but suggested a link with the crash. Meanwhile, the Azerbaijani presidential office said Aliyev noted to Putin that the aircraft's fuselage had multiple holes and that testimony from flight attendants and passengers confirmed evidence of external physical and technical interference. In South Korea, a joint investigation team of authorities have summoned President Yoon Suk-yeol for a third time. Officials want him to appear on Sunday for questioning over his brief imposition of martial law earlier this month. The team includes police investigators who aim to question Yoon on suspicion of insurrection and other offenses. This is in relation to his martial law declaration on December 3rd. Yoon was summoned on December 18th and again on Wednesday, but the president did not comply with the requests. Investigators are now requesting Yoon to appear at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Yoon's legal team pointed to issues such as multiple authorities conducting simultaneous investigations. His lawyers expressed caution about Yoon appearing for questioning, saying it is not clear which organization has the right to investigate. South Korean media reported that if Yoon continues to ignore the summons, the investigation team may file for a warrant to detain him. Meanwhile, the Constitutional Court opened a trial on Friday to decide whether to uphold the motion passed by the parliament to impeach Yoon. Yoon's lawyers have indicated that their response to the impeachment trial will have priority over the investigation. South Korean politics is stumbling deeper into turmoil with the impeachments of the president and now the prime minister. The chaos is taking a toll on the country's economy and diplomacy. The National Assembly on Friday passed a motion to impeach Prime Minister Han Dok-soo with support from opposition parties. Han took over presidential duties after the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol earlier this month. The role of acting president will be assumed by Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs and Finance Minister Choi San-mok. Fears over the worsening crisis have hit the country's currency. Traders sold off the won on foreign exchange markets on Friday. The currency weakened to the 1,480 won per dollar level at one point, its lowest in nearly 16 years or since March 2009. The won has been on a downward slide since Yoon's short-lived imposition of martial law on December 3rd. As acting president, Han has held telephone talks since December 14th with Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba Shigeru and U.S. President Joe Biden. South Korean media have raised concerns that the appointment of a second acting president within only 2 weeks could stifle the country's foreign diplomacy ahead of the swearing-in of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump on January 20th. The United States estimates that more than 1,000 North Korean soldiers were killed or wounded in the western Russian region of Kursk in the past week. White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby says the heavy casualties are the result of North Korean forces being sent in on foot against Ukrainian positions. He says the human wave tactics have not been all that effective.
It is clear that Russian and North Korean military leaders are treating these troops as expendable and ordering them on hopeless assaults against Ukrainian defenses.
Kirby referred to reports of North Korean soldiers taking their own lives rather than surrendering to Ukrainian troops. He says this is likely out of fear of reprisal against their families in North Korea in the event they are captured. Kirby says the U.S. government will announce a plan to send additional military assistance to Ukraine in the next couple of days. The Associated Press says the new aid package will be worth about $1.25 billion. A repatriated Japanese citizen abducted by North Korea has expressed her affection for her still missing 93-year-old mother. She has called for the early return of all the abductees. Soga Hitomi was abducted along with her mother Miyoshi on their way home from shopping on Sado Island in the Sea of Japan on August 12, 1978. Soga was repatriated in 2002. But her mother remains unaccounted for. Saturday is her 93rd birthday. Hitomi told NHK she worries about her mother every day.
My mother is getting old, so I worry about how she's doing day after day.
Hitomi called on the Japanese government to hold a Japan-North Korean summit as soon as possible, as time is running out.
I sincerely hope every abductee will be able to return their loved ones.
The Japanese government says at least 17 Japanese citizens were abducted by North Korean agents in the 1970s and 1980s. 5 were repatriated in 2002, but the other 12 remain unaccounted for. Parts of Japan along the Sea of Japan coast are being hit by heavy snow. The snowfall, concentrated mostly in mountainous areas, is forecast to continue through Sunday. Authorities are warning of traffic disruptions during the year-end holiday period. The meteorological agency says a winter pressure pattern and cold air mass have brought snowy weather to many areas. The agency says about 330 centimeters of snow had piled up in Tsukayu in Aomori Prefecture and about 220 centimeters in Tsunan Town in Niigata Prefecture as of 6 p.m. Saturday. People in Niigata are being kept busy clearing snow.
This is the second time today. The snow is so heavy. I don't have time to complain about my bad back.
A man in his 80s in the city of Minami Uonuma died after falling from a roof while shoveling. Police say about 50 centimeters of snow had accumulated. Weather officials are advising holiday travelers to stay updated on the latest weather and traffic conditions. Drivers venturing onto icy roads should make sure their vehicles are equipped with winter tires or snow chains. Those were the stories for this hour. I'm Ross Mihara in Tokyo. We thank you for joining us on NHK Newsline.